Please surrender your dogs. The deadly virus discovered in dogs has now been confirmed as transmissible to humans. Infected dogs will have distinctive red eyes. Government has ordered all dogs be surrendered immediately. Yeah, over my dead fucking body. The first ones to surrender their dogs were the ones with families. I watched as the dogs, in all their innocence, would wag their tails as they were taken away in government vans. Others in my street weren't so forthcoming. Even with the known risk that an infected dog would certainly lead to the death of both the dog and its owner, people still kept their dogs. I could hear them at night. Dogs would bark as their owner pleaded with them stop. The dogs, however, having been cooped up inside all day couldn't help themselves. They would bark and then, a whimper. The silence afterwards would make me sick. After a while the government sent in the army. I watched, through my curtain, as their trucks arrived. Cooper tried his best to look through as well, but he knew that if he laid still instead, he would get a treat. Cooper was a good boy, and, being the good boy that he was, he didn't mind when I took him to the basement and tied his legs together. He also didn't mind when I wrapped his snout in cloth and gently put him in the closet. It's all right, Coop, I said as gently as I could, I'll get you out as soon as I can. I pushed an old bookcase over the closet door and went back upstairs. The army didn't bother to knock, they didn't have to. 4 soldiers came barging in, guns pointed, and quickly searched the house. They went to all my rooms, the backyard, the attic. You there, the sergeant said pointing the muzzle of his gun at me, open up the basement. Stevens, go with him. I kept calm, and I kept silent. I walked down the stairs to the basement with Stevens following closely behind. He searched the room but found nothing. But, just as he was about to leave, scratch, scratch.
Damn it, Coop. Stevens stopped and faced the bookcase. Using his back and keeping his gun pointed at me, he moved the bookcase revealing the closet door. Slowly he opened the door and there was Cooper. Silly thing had managed to free one of his paws and now there he was, gun pointed at him, offering the soldier a handshake. I clenched my fists. Stevens stared at my dog. I took a step forward ready to strike but then Stevens lowered his gun, and shook Cooper's hand. Stevens, the sergeant yelled, what have you got? Stevens stood up. Nothing down here, Sarge. Stevens turned, gave me a nod, and left the basement. I walked over to Cooper and gently rubbed his head. A tear rolled down my face as he looked up at me with those big, adorable, red eyes.